Being a team the way you did the first time when you meet them the second time, do you have to guard against it all, getting a little, it's just human nature not to maybe bore in as much? Do you have to fight that at all? Do you talk about that during the week, or is this team mature enough that it
Yeah, I mean, one, I think we're definitely mature enough. I think we all understand the NFL, understand that those guys prepare, those guys game plan, and to be honest, it's tough to beat a team twice. So whether the way that you did it in the first way or not, understanding that they've got the same tape for them to try to make corrections, you have to understand that was game one. That they've probably not that probably they have changed some things since then. They found pieces that they want to play in different ways that they want to play their defense for us, and I'm sure on their offensive side, no difference. Yeah, even having to play different quarterbacks. Yeah, but I mean, for us, as I've talked about it, it's about us growing, continuing to grow, and for us to get better. And that the only way that does is if we go out there and take care of business in the manner that we expect to.
You and City have always had a good connection. His numbers jumped a lot last year when you came back from injury. What has been the difference this year? Well, why has it been so over the top?
Honestly, I mean, I think it's a build from last year. As you said, that had great numbers last year. Chemistry from there really grown. You look at it years before that, if I believe, right? Another receiver, right? And then the year before that being hurt his rookie year, that really got to settle in and learn each other's game and learn what we want to do and get our communication better, honestly. And it's every day at practice. It translates into the game, but as I told y'all before, it goes way back to the spring. And CD's a hell of an athlete, but he's a hungry competitor and wants to be the best. And not only wants to be the best, has the mindset and expectations that he is the best every time that he touches the field. And when you can play the game with that standard, with that mindset, it makes my job a lot easier.
these are hard to come up with a lot of times, but can you think of a reception or two this year that you were able to connect on, that because you hadn't in the past or you talked about it was there for you that you hadn't converted before?
For me and CD particularly this year,
Yeah.
no, I mean every route that we've connected on, I mean it goes back into like the game plan, that week of preparation. We've hit it over and over. So yeah, there may be one particular that we didn't get right in practice, and we got it right in the game. Hard for me to say that off the top of my head. My mind's on today's practice, a route or two that we're going to talk about and make sure we're on the same page from there. So, but I can guarantee that there was past examples.
How much did the conversation with him after the San Fran game help, and how much do you think that whole sort of sequence led to what he's done these last 3 weeks?
I don't want to downplay that, but yeah, I mean, I don't want to downplay the conversation, but in the same sense, I do want that game was just different in the sense obviously there were a couple attempts to him that we just didn't connect right, and then other situations where I should have worked him. You know what I mean? And so for me, it was just about just realizing matchups and who he's on, and then obviously going back to that. If I could go back to that game, there's a couple of times that I'd say, hell, it's one-on-one across the board. I'm just going to give him a shot. So it wasn't about the conversation as much as it was about. Look at that, see. Yeah, as much as it was about just looking at matchups and making sure he understands that regardless of the leverage, regardless of a lot of times like the coverage, you're going to win, and I know you can win. You expect to win, so let's do that. And so, a lot of communication, a lot of work. Obviously, the game plan's been tailored at times. Being able to move him around, put him in some of these spots that are more prevalent for him to get the ball. So, yeah.
Just talk about moving around, because he's played more X this year than he has in past years. And how does that open things up?
Yeah, I think for one, it allows us to see the matchups better. Defense, if they want to double and cloud his side, put two on his side, that they can do that with him at X, and then that gives a bunch of one-on-ones to the field, allows other guys the opportunity to go win. And then when we move him inside, right, it's very specific of what we're going to do with him. Once again, if they want to put all the attention on there, you got matchups outside to win. So just the way that we've kind of attacked this thing.
CD feels like he's better this season at the top of his route. Is that something that you've noticed as well? And when a guy gets better from a more efficient standpoint, that affects timing. How do you make an adjustment there?
Yeah, it's easier. It just creates more trust. I mean, yeah, he is better at the top. He said it. Tape would prove it. And that's for one, understanding the ball and where I'm going to throw it at once he's at the top of those routes, depending on where the defender is. whether he needs to shave it down, whether he needs to take it up, whether he just needs to come back and be physical. So what that really does more than anything is just create trust. And hey, you're going to do that. I'm going to put it there, and you're going to make that catch as we all know you can do. So
Next couple of weeks, your team's playing against some rookie quarterbacks. You were a rookie a long time ago. How hard is it to be a rookie QB in this league?
Long time ago.
yeah, a long time ago. Long time, right? It's tough. It is. I mean, obviously, I had a lot of success, and in the sense of being a rookie, I feel like I was almost maybe a rookie my second year and not my first year. First year, a lot of things were great. Had obviously an amazing O-line, playmakers everywhere. Made my job easy for me just to get the ball point A to point B, and guys did the rest. Year two, had some injuries, had different things that occurred that made it a lot tougher. And but it's tough as a young QB in general, whether it's first year, second year. And especially maybe when you don't have some of the guys that I had around me early to take some pressure off of you, to allow you to get those guys and let them make plays in space. So, but I was winning when I was a rookie. So, now hoping that these guys don't have that same luck.
11 in a row at home. Why do you think you guys have been so successful at AT&T Stadium?
Great environment, great scheduling by coach, sleeping in our own beds. Man, I mean, that's for real. Yeah, I mean, and then, you know what I mean, just showing up to the stadium, feeling the energy, everybody really using that. And then that's a standard that honestly coach set when he came in. You win every game at home, and you go and try to win more than half on the road, and that usually puts you in a great position to win the division and make have a great seed. So, I mean, that's one, the formula, and two, guys, as I said, that they come in ready to go. That locker room's always jumping, excited, and yeah, it's fun place to play. Obviously, when you put the fans in and they're getting going, and we can get up on offense, crowd get going for the defense, allow them to go hunt these quarterbacks. It's great success, great.
Why is sleeping at home a big deal? I know for a game.
Yeah, I mean, you're sleeping in your beds. I mean, just simple as that. Like, hotel beds are solid, but they're not sleep number, right? Appreciate that. Yeah. I might can get you something there. We can work out a coupon and we can get you something. Good little voucher.
I was gonna say that.
You missed the opportunity.
I was gonna say it.
You missed the opportunity. There you go. We got you set up now. But seriously, it is big, honestly. And then as much as that, like the schedule that when we break this thing Saturday, we break it kind of not, I'd say early for the most part, and you're not coming back late at night to do a meeting, to do that. We leave this thing about lunch on Saturday with the game plan in that you get to go home, maybe look over some more film, hungry to go, and you get to the stadium, and it's go time.
There's so much questions about Tyron Smith's injuries and availability over the last couple of years. Are you surprised by his play when he's on the field this year?
Surprised by his play?
Yeah.
Man, that's Tyron Smith. Like, one of the best tackles to play this game. Obviously, yeah, it sucks when he's had his injuries and little knacks and things that held him out, but when he's out there, there's nobody better. I mean, honestly, he gets his hands on you, it's over with. Been one of the best for a long time before I ever started playing in this and throughout my career. When he's available, you don't have to worry about that side of the ball, and so yeah, thankful for him. And right now, it's about keeping him healthy. It really is, and he's in that point in his career. He's done that and deserves that. Obviously, when you look at his play on the field, I don't want to call it resting because he's getting all the work that he needs to individually. You know what I'm saying? The communication with the other linemen, walkthroughs, all that. But when it comes to the nature of some of the practices at times, you've got to get a guy like that just ready to go on Sunday, and he's going to continue to do that.
How comforting is that as a quarterback, the blindside guy, you not have to worry about that guy?
I mean, it's huge. And I've been many times, honestly, that I've had to worry, so it's not like I can honestly compare and say I've got to drop back and peek over my left shoulder and worry about that. So spoiled in that sense. Yeah, as simple as that. I mean, you're spoiled when you have that. When you have a guy like that has been one of the best, if not the best, at his position for over 10 years now.
Jake Ferguson was talking about how the communication between you two has really benefited on the field. I guess how much of an emphasis for you as a quarterback is just communicating off the field, and has it developed over your time?
Yeah, I mean, just it's going to develop with the age, but when I came in as a rookie, I knew I had to be on the same page with guys. Being thrown into the mix, you've got to be able to communicate well to expedite that process of getting on the same page with guys. So there's no difference now being older, me with these young guys, is they need to understand that they have to communicate with me what you're thinking, and more importantly, know what I'm thinking because I've got to get you the ball, and we've got to be on the same page there. So, yeah, off the field's huge. And, I mean, during games, if a play comes up, I don't wait. I'm going to these guys now and talking about what they need to do because that play may come up in a very similar situation a few plays later within the, you know what I mean, within the next drive or later in that game. And it's always better when it's fresh on your mind. So, I mean, I think it's huge to communicate with your teammates, especially the guys catching the ball.
Dak, going back to a home field advantage, you guys have played the majority of your first part of your season on the road. You've not had a 2-game homestand yet, but you're going into a series of your schedule where you're going to have a 3-game homestand, 4 out of the next 5 games. How important is that and timely is that for what you guys need to accomplish in November?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I mean, it's great playing at home. Obviously, we're going to keep that streak going. That's the standard. Protect home field. Nobody comes in here, you know what I mean, and takes that from us. So that's the number one part about it. But right now, it's about this week. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for 20 minutes ago, I didn't know who we played next week. I'm serious as ever when I tell you I'm right where I am, focused in on the moment. Right now, it's about getting this win at home against the Giants team.
Dak, when you go into a game like this as a heavy favorite, not necessarily overlooking an opponent, but let's say everything goes to plan in the first half, do y'all have a plan going in, maybe on the back half of the game, like, hey, let's try these things out if we have a big lead just because we have the time to do that, or do you just want to keep your foot on the pedal?
I'm a foot on the pedal type guy, especially in this league. I mean, I think you have to be. You look back at some of the comebacks and some of the things that have happened in this league. The last thing you want to do is get up, you know, put it on cruise control, and the next thing you know, you're playing for your life in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, it's a foot on the gas until you know that you can, you know what I'm saying, you can get out of there with the win. And then even then, it's not, hey, let's go try things. It's more of, you know, get our run game going, let's bleed this clock, and keep the ball out of their hands as long as we have the ball.
Last one.
Perfect. Like it.